So what is it we actually do? We're expediters. What does that mean? We'll get to that right after this.
Hi everybody, I'm Judy.
And I'm Jim, and welcome to It's a Highway Vlog, where you get to travel the country with us, and you don't even have to leave your captain's seat.
So while you're all just sitting there,
Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and click that little notification bell
ring, ring, ring.
so you don't miss a thing.
Hey everybody.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, tonight, this evening, afternoon,
Today, who knows?
whatever it is, we thought we would do something a little bit different. We got to thinking, I think we're like 23, 24 vlog episodes or more into our little experiment here, and we never
It's
really...
funny how you calling it episodes. I never knew vlogs were called episodes.
It's an episode.
Episodes. So it's like TV. We're like an episode. This week on It's a Highway Vlog. Anyway, go ahead, Jim. Finish what you were saying.
Don't even know. Anyway, it occurred to us that we had not really explained to you what we do. And so we thought maybe we would take a little bit of time and sort of address that. First of all, we are what are called expediters. We are a small segment of the trucking industry. We drive a straight truck, one that doesn't bend in the middle. It's 40 foot long.
And we do have a reefer.
We have our truck has a refrigerated box on it.
Which means refrigerated, but also means we can keep things warm.
Right.
Or we can keep things really cold.
But not all expediter trucks are refrigerated.
No.
In fact, probably
That's our
small
specialty.
percentage of them. That's sort of our specialty. We are leased on to FedEx Custom Critical.
Which is another very small segment of FedEx. We do
Right.
not carry around FedEx packages.
No.
And don't ask us for an envelope.
What's different about what we do is we only have one customer's freight on the truck at a time. So we've got a 22-foot box. Some of the other trucks have 20 or even 18-foot boxes. So we've got a 22-foot box. We can carry 10 pallets, but it's very rare that we ever have that much on the truck. We might only have one pallet, 2 pallets, probably average. I'd say 2 pallets, maybe 1,000 pounds.
I thought you looked at that and thought it was like 3 pallets and 1,000 pounds or something.
Yeah, that's been several years back. I haven't looked at it in a while. But it's not like a tractor and trailer. The most that we can actually weigh is 33,000 pounds. We're in a single axle straight truck. Like I said, a 22-foot box, and then our sleeper is 100 inches, 96 inches, and then the rest of the truck. So we're 40 foot long.
Exactly.
And we don't really haul very much weight. These big, huge loads that we hear the other truck drivers talk about are very foreign to us. The most we can haul on our truck is 4,000 pounds, which just blows people's mind. I literally had people say, well, how can you make any money? Well,
thankfully we can.
Thankfully the freight pays very well. It's the nature of the freight. It's either emergency freight. In other words, somebody forgot to order something, and if they don't get it there
yesterday,
the factory's going to shut down. That is a good portion of what the folks in the dry box trucks haul. Or it's very important to somebody and they don't want it just lumped into the back of a freight truck, so they take the extra money and the extra time to have us do it, which is what they call exclusive use. So it's only their freight on the truck. We give it extra special handling. We have load bars and straps. It's just not thrown in the back of the truck. Everything is highly maybe over-secured.
And we are, which, depending on who's listening, we are a division of Custom Critical called White Glove also. Right. There's Surface, and then there's White Glove. And so we're just, like Jim was saying, that extra handling. The old days, you think of the white gloves.
Everything is secured. Everything is strapped down. Every load we haul, probably more so. We've had customers look at us like, you're crazy. It's not going anywhere. And I'm like, well, the truck could flip over, and I guarantee you it won't go anywhere. So we secure our freight very, very well. But customers will pay for that extra handling. They want to make sure it gets there. And so we're sort of the old, I think it was the old saying, I'm not for sure if it was a FedEx slogan or not, but it was like when it absolutely positively has to be there overnight, and we like to add and in one piece.
Yes.
So that's sort of what we do. And we travel all over the country. We don't have a terminal like some of the larger trucks do. We go from customer to customer. So like we will pick up, let's just say a typical week would be we would pick up a load on Monday and deliver it Tuesday morning, and then Tuesday afternoon we might pick up another load and it might deliver Wednesday or even Thursday.
And completely different customers with completely different freight.
Totally different, not related. We may pick up at a customer and never see that customer again, or because it might just be a one-time thing. We do not.
We might say once a month or a couple times a month,
or twice in a day.
Yeah,
like we did. A couple weeks ago, we hauled 2 loads out of the same customer.
That didn't happen in the olden days. Now it does, but it didn't happen before.
But we travel all in the lower 48 states. We do go to Canada on occasion. We used to go quite a bit more than we do now.
And we have been doing this for 8 years. And we may have mentioned that before in one of our other vlogs.
We have been in all the lower 48 states at least once. Vermont and Maine we've only ever been to once. Passing through. And we have been in every province of Canada that touches the United States and Nova Scotia. So we have seen a good portion of North America.
And all of its wonders and beauty and all of the crazy weather scenarios out there.
So we have been as far west as the furthest point in California, and as far east as Maine, as far north as Edmonton, Alberta.
I'm glad you remember these things.
And as far as south,
which one's north and
someplace in Florida.
As far as east and west, I don't know which one's more north than the other.
So we've been all over the place. We've been the entire length of almost every major interstate in the country. All the east-west interstates, like 70, 40, 30.
And we're on this side
20,
of 40 now.
And 10, we've been the entire length of several times. 40 especially.
Yeah.
But so we tend to go everywhere. Like Judy said, we've been doing this for 8 years. Our background, sort of, is Judy's background is in education.
He just got kind of swallowed into it.
I got drafted into education. My background is actually in computers, IT, and for the 7 years prior to us coming out and doing this, we worked in a charter school. We had actually helped found the charter school. Judy was administration, and the charter school was an online school where we had kids in the classroom, and everybody had their own computer. So
yeah, they were physically at school.
But we
had an online curriculum.
But their lessons were online, and so we had around, between the teachers and the staff and the students, there was about 200 computers and then a whole room full of servers, and I got to take care of all that and tried to herd the kids into doing what they needed to do.
So all this stuff that's going on new with FedEx, with the
computer stuff,
IT stuff, he understands what they're all going through.
I've been there and done that. But that's where our backgrounds were at. Before that, Judy was she was a gifted education teacher for several years. I worked at a private company in their IT department.
And your college background has nothing to do with computers.
I have a degree in American history. Thank you very much.
So that's why from time to time you may hear him, throw in his history professor kind of vlogging, I guess.
Really, no.
Only
Not
if
anymore.
I pull it from him, because just like, about this, talk about this.
So we got to the point in our lives where we sort of got fed up with the direction that the education system was going in the country. And our kids had graduated from high school. They were off in college or getting ready to go to college. And instead of being empty nesters, we decided to leave the nest. So the nest is still at home in Ohio, and our youngest daughter, and our grandson live there, and they take care of the house, and we're so grateful for that. And we have a house to go back to. But other than that, we're out here on the road probably, what would you say, 4 to 5 weeks at a time usually.
Over the 8 years, it has changed. When our kids were in college, those first few years we were out here, we drove for an owner, and some people, might ask, how's the money or whatever. It really depends on what your needs are, because at one time, we had 3 kids in college.
Right.
And when we first signed on, they're like, "Oh, just come out for 3 weeks and go home and spend a week at home." Financially, that did not work for us.
Yeah, because if we are not out running, we're
not making any money.
We don't get money. So if the truck doesn't move, we don't get paid. We have owned this truck for almost 5 years.
Yeah.
So we actually own the truck, and we're responsible for all the bills that go along with the
bank
truck.
Technically still owns the truck.
Yeah. Not cheap.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. But we did drive for 2 different fleet owners. We stay out usually, I would say, 3 to 4 weeks now. We have been out as long as 3 months away from home.
How long have we been out this time?
I think this is the 4th week.
I think so too. I think we've been out about
4th week. We're going home next weekend.
Yeah, because we have freezer beef to pick up.
Yay. So we've been doing this.
People to see.
People see. We like the job. We enjoy what we're doing. It's sort of a unique thing. We get to spend time together all the time, which we're happy about, believe it or not.
And you know how many people out on the road ask or say, "I don't think I could do that with my husband or wife," or I don't think. Yeah.
There are a lot of husband and wife, or same household. I shouldn't just say husband and wife anymore. Same household teams that drive for FedEx. It's sort of it's nice when all the money goes in the same bank account.
It's also hard when all the money goes in the bank account too, if things happen.
Yeah, that's right. So if one of us is out of work, the other one's out of work too. But it's sort of a unique lifestyle. We really enjoy it. I don't think we could make as much money at home in a job, which I would just absolutely hate to have to go back and work in a job. We are so much our own boss doing this that I never cared to work for anyone else, and I don't think I could do it now. So we run our own business. We do what we want to. We take the loads that we want to take. We're not forced into taking any type of load.
The other thing about Custom Critical too, and I'm not sure because we've never driven for any other trucking company, and or expediting. I only have my B. I'm a baby driver.
Which is a Class B license, which we can only drive straight trucks.
I cannot drive the ones that bend in the middle.
Right. We didn't really want to do that. We were comfortable driving these trucks, and we can make, I think, as much doing what we're doing in one of these trucks without all the headaches and hassles that we have to have. So we're happy with doing what we do.
What I was going to mention before is that we're not, even though we're expedited freight and we have to get things there overnight, we are not dispatched at like 70 miles an hour to get across country.
Most of the loads, we have plenty of time to deliver the loads.
Right. So it's not, a rush to get from one place to the other.
And if we haven't made this clear, Judy and I both drive. So we can actually cross the country in as little as 2.5 days from Massachusetts to California. And we've done that several times. So she drives usually starting in the afternoon up through the night, and then I'll take over at night and drive until about noon the next day.
We do 1 or 2 in the afternoon to 1 or 2 in the morning. We do like 12-hour shifts, but we're only we won't get into the whole DOT kinds of things. Yeah. But if we pick up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that's my time to drive, and so I start driving. And every team is different. I mean, we have friends out here who drive from 7 in the morning to 7 at night, and then swap, or 3 or 4 in the morning, or whatever.
But even though we are still in a straight truck, a smaller truck, we are still We have the same hours of service, the same rules as the people in the big trucks. We deal with the same thing they do daily on the highway. We buy fuel, hundreds of gallons of fuel a month. So it's very much, it's still trucking. It's just our truck doesn't bend in the middle, and it's a little shorter.
It's a little smaller.
But we enjoy it. It's not bad. And we can get into places that the larger trucks cannot. So sometimes we park up front. Sometimes we'll find an out-of-the-way place to park to stay out of the truck stops. Or we're very fortunate on this truck that we actually have what they call shore power. We can go to a campground because we're actually shorter than some of the big giant RVs. So we can actually blend into a campground, go in and plug our truck into shore power, and camp out for the weekend, which we haven't done in a while.
We haven't done in a while.
But we have done that, and it's
summertime. It's a little harder to get into places in the
Right.
summer, so we usually do spring and fall if we're going to go.
Right.
But we haven't done it this
We should have done that this weekend.
I know. What were we thinking?
I don't know.
Anyway.
But anyway, that's a little bit of an insight, I guess, into what we do. We'll probably do another video with a truck tour just to show everybody our truck. Set up a little bit differently than most semis. Got a little bit more room, a little bit more of the conveniences of home, I guess. But
and that was one of the things why we switched even to the first owner to the second owner was because we decided this is what we wanted. We were okay doing it, and so we wanted a bigger sleeper to be able to.
But at some point in time, there'll be a link right up here to that video. Not right now, but eventually.
Someday.
So, but I think that's it. We just wanted to sort of cover that. If you have questions or would like to know more about what we do, or if you're interested in possibly even doing what we do, then let us know. Drop us a line, leave a comment, and we'll get back to you. We were very fortunate when we started that we had people that we asked questions of. Still in contact with those folks today, and it's just there's a very large, close-knit community among us folks that are expediters.
Yes, and speaking of which,
there's other folks that are on YouTube. The one that comes to mind right off the top of the bat is a YouTube channel called The Trucking Couple with Frank and Stephanie Rebello. Their channel is very, very helpful. Frank talks a whole lot about the trucking and expediting business, and it's just a really good thing to watch. I will leave a link to their channel below. There's other couple people that have have channels, YouTube channels. Truck and Travel is Derek and Cinnamon, a couple that's lives too far from us.
Yeah, we're pretty close out there.
Yeah, they've been doing it for a while, and TheCraftyTrucker is those folks are well known on a YouTube channel. But we'll leave links to all of those channels down in the description below.
Because I'm sure we'll forget somebody.
But we really appreciate those folks. Their channels are been around for a while. It's a lot of good information on those channels. So go check those out. And if you have questions, like I said, let us know. We're more than willing to help or answer questions. Obviously we'd like to talk. Since this video is now 18 minutes long.
Yep, so much for your 5-minute videos.
There is no 5-minute videos. I think that ship has sailed. So thanks for watching. If you like this kind of content and would like for us to do more videos like this, please let us know. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that little notification bell to get all your notifications so you don't miss a thing. And we'll see you in the next video.
See you guys.
See ya.